Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Hattrick with me, SAPPHIRE and FC Pigneto. So, the season is over and I'm happy to say that we ended up second. But things didn't exactly go according to my original plan. The fact is that we have lost the match that I said we needed to win. And Pepperoni also didn't win their match against Syrup Nibik. So we ended up second because everybody failed at everything. And I also failed at math because I thought that if Joey Never Dies wins, they would jump over me. But I guess I miscalculated there as well for some reason. So in the end, what happened is that we successfully failed and they successfully failed. And they won, but it didn't change anything. What an end of the season. But I'm not going to let reality take this away from me. We ended up second. No, seriously. It's amazing. We finished second, which is way better than our original goal, which was to end up third. And I have to say this is a huge success for us. Because if Grizzly Bear gets promoted and we don't get some overpowered team as Grizzly Bear is, that actually gives us a shot at being promoted in the next season. I mean, I'm not expecting that to happen. I'd be happy with a second or third place again. But if all stars aligned and we continue doing the good work here, we might have a shot at actually being promoted, which is the best news that I had. And I don't think I've ever been able to get to the 5th division out of 8. That is just amazing. So what happened actually in the match? What happened in the match is that we were doing kind of good in the beginning. I was watching the match live and we scored a goal. Then at the 31st minute, they evened it out. Then they actually scored another goal right after that. And then we evened it out, which left me really giddy for the halftime. But then they actually scored a third goal in the 55th minute. And even though we did all that we could, they actually won. Which is kind of unfair. Now, I'm going to give it to the game. They're actually playing a really good attack in the middle. But when you look at the average ratings, we were better in everything. Our total player experience was much, much higher. Our average midfield was much, much higher. Our average defense was much higher. Well, actually, no, not much higher, but was higher. Our average attack was also higher, and total average was higher. Plus, we were playing on our own stadium. It's just, sometimes the game really throws a curveball, but I don't want to complain. I don't want to point out that we had more possessions, we had more chances. It's just that the RNG sometimes really plays against you. But the fact is that this, again, brings up the idea that we might want to actually cultivate some kind of strategy, because we're not doing that. And all things said and covered, the fact is that, I'm pretty sure it would help us. I'll have to read up on the strategies. We're not building up a team to actually play a strategy, but it might be something we would like to look at. The good news is that we won the season as a whole. We ended up second, which is amazing. We're going to get 400k as a cash prize for that. We got 424,000 euros for this match, so that's also amazing. And despite the fact that we actually have fans just delirious because, we were the favorites and we didn't win, we still gained 10 extra fans the past week, which puts us at 1,941, and we wanted 1,900, so we ended up, finishing all of our goals, which is just great. I have nothing to complain about. Finances-wise, we are back in black numbers, which is not exactly where we were before. And the fact is that we actually had to pay some interest, which haven't happened to us in a long time, maybe even ever playing Pigneto. So that's a good thing too. Now, the series as a whole looks like this at the end, meaning Grizzly Bear is going to play, I think, a qualifier to be promoted, or maybe they are promoted automatically. I don't remember, but I think they should play a qualifier. Who actually won last season? I think it was Joy Never Dies, and they failed. Let me see the fixtures for the last season. Yeah. They won the last season, and they are still here. Okay, so they need Grizzly Bear will have to play a qualifier. They might win. Hopefully, they will, because they are way too good for this series or division. So if they go away and we get someone else, it's gonna be a bit more interesting. Us, Joy Never Dies, and Pepperoni are staying where we are. Ora Cipenzo and Chihafa Topal are playing qualifiers, and Sirop Nibik and Sporting Lupo Solitario will be automatically demoted. Now, I checked the qualification games, and both Ora Cipenzo and Chihafa Topal should win them. They're playing against a vastly inferior team, but we both know how the RNG is, especially in the case of Chihafa Topal. I'm not exactly all that sure. But with Ora Cipenzo, it's mostly sure that they will stay here. But yeah, pretty good. When we check it out again, we ended up second this season. Last season, we were fourth. And the season before that, we were sixth, which was just barely enough to stay in the season, but we won the qualifier. And the season before that, we weren't even here. So third season, and you can see a huge movement in our scoring. Again, sixth, then fourth, and now we ended up second, which is just great. So I spoke about fans, I spoke about finances. As far as training goes, we didn't have any changes that I can speak of, I think. Yeah, just form, and we had some skill decreases due to age. Finances we already checked, and now the question is, what about the players? Well, we mentioned that we would like to sell maybe Zico Bites, maybe some other players like Joseph Vallon, but I'll actually sit on it. I'll sit on it and sleep on it and decide during the next week, because we do have time, but I have to make a strategic decision here. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to evaluate all of our players. We have way more than we need. I might just fire a couple, sell some, and we'll see what our current performance is, because our players are really good, but there is a lot that we could actually have better, especially on the wings. The wingers aren't all that good, and some other players could help us. We also like some trainees, so that might be something we would like to look into. But again, it's all going to depend on how the season that is ahead of us is going to be envisioned in my mind, because we might double down and just go ahead and get the better trainer, for example. It's something that I was considering, and if we do that, then it means that the investment is going inwards. So we'll just sell someone, get 2 trainees, get a better trainer, and just train, and hope that we won't get demoted next season. Or we might just go ahead and try to win next season. That would mean we sell our player and we get some better players than we have right now, and bet everything on the card that we can get promoted. It's a question of priorities, to be quite honest, so I'll have to think about it that way. Wondering if anything else needs to be said. I hope your season ended up good as well. I haven't had the time to check on the community. I will, and we'll check on them maybe in the next episode, see how people who are in my network did, what their status is after this season, and where they're moving. For us, we know what we did. We know how horrifying it went in the end. Basically, every time I was saying that we win a match, we lost it or had a draw or something. But still, somehow we managed to end up second. But it's great, because when you look at the scores, it was so even. That is just so thrilling. And when it's so one-sided with people like Grizzly Bear, I mean, no shade on them. I wish them all the well, but they just completely dominate. But with Joy Never Dies and Pepperoni and Ora Chupenzo, you actually have a chance on both sides to actually win or lose, and it's more exciting. It is more exciting. So we're gonna see, and hopefully we might get some interesting teams instead of Syrup Nibik and Sporting Grupo Solitario. Some that would, make it even more even, which would be kind of fun. I'm playing this mostly for fun. I don't want to just get easy wins here. I want to get something better. So anyway, thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you next week for our season break, and hopefully I'll have some plans in mind then. So till then, you guys take care.